when you're thinking about insurance, a lot of people can fall into a trap that they'll know a little bit about insurance based on their experience, and they want to take that definition they have in their head and spread it against all other insurance plans. Be very careful when you're doing this. Group plans and the definitions and how group plan works totally at odds with the way the ACA or marketplace plans work. Again, when you get into Medicare, so you have group, you have individual, which is marketplace, and then you get into Medicare. Where a lot of people fall short at is that they'll take the definitions they know for individual and under 65 and they want to apply it to Medicare. Medicare is almost 100% opposite of everything you know about insurance. And that's why it's sometimes difficult for people to transition into Medicare. Under 65, everybody you know of want a PPO plan. When you hit 65 going into Medicare, it's really opposite, especially depends on if you live in a metropolitan area. A lot of doctors in metropolitan areas will not see you on anything but an HMO. When you start talking about deductibles and max out of pockets, when you're dealing with your employer plans and your marketplace plans, the cost, it can be high. As soon as you transition into Medicare, you'll notice that most of the plans don't even have a deductible. And if they do, you're talking about a couple of $300. So do yourself a favor when you're trying to transition from one type of plan to the next. I really encourage you to seek professional help. Give a broker a call, give us a call. Be more than happy to go through the nuances of how these plans sound the same, but they're really totally different programs in the way they function. So seek help. There's no cost for our services, and I would implore you to get proper definitions to fit your situation. Last but not least, also encourage you, if you are turning 65 and you're under an employer plan, the easiest thing for you to do is to say, my plan is good, everybody tells me it's good, I'm just going to keep my plan and ignore all my options that's available to me under Medicare. I can't tell you how grave of a mistake for most people that is. Your group plans are going to have deductibles. They have monies coming out of your check. They got all this stuff going on that if you would just compare it to what is available, I'm not saying you got to do it, at least compare it to what's available under Medicare, you'll notice that your cost per month could either stay the same or go down. Your deductible is going to be almost 100% eliminated, and even your max out of pocket is lower than the max out of pocket on most group plans. You need to look at all your different options. Once you look at your option, you decide it's not what you want to do, then great, at least you have all the information. But to go into it blindly saying, I don't know anything about really a whole lot about Medicare, I hear a whole lot of bad things about Medicare, I'm just going to stay on my group plan, that'd be a grave mistake of people being on their group plan 2, 3, 4, 5 years after 65 going into 70. We just talked to someone that's 72 still on their group plan. If you've never looked at Medicare, you could have just as easily wasted money and resources for that time that you're still on your group plan. I encourage you to at least take a look, even if you don't take action.